Kentucky in Bowling Green. As we'll see a squad from Conference USA, the New Mexico State Aggies, taking on one of the top teams in this conference, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. New Mexico State will kick it off and will be underway. He'll start the return inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Hilltoppers offense will have the football first. And after that performance last week, Jesse, it'll be interesting to see if they can get the big tight end as involved as he was a week ago.
He really did. He was good out in the field. He was good down near the red zone. He's a matchup problem that you know this quarterback is going to be trying to find early in this game. The defense has to have a plan for him, David. It'll be interesting to see how they try to defend him.
Well, and that's the problem. It's so hard when your best playmaker is a tight end to plan for him, because how you treat him is everything, and they can still run the football with him, and they can still throw it to him, and he's just a nightmare matchup. And, you know, you want to slow him down, like make some of those easy touches a little bit harder for him, but you know he's going to get his.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, they give to the back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Let's talk for just a second about Western Kentucky. This is exactly how you want to start conference play. Early in the race for sure, but precisely the type of foundation you need to set.
And this is really the meat on the bone in the schedule, right? A lot of teams have out-of-conference games early in the season, but now is where it matters the most. You talk to any coach, they'll tell you, David, number 1 on the goal sheet is to win your conference.
And I think it's so hard because of the familiarity. You play these same teams every single year. You know them inside and out. They know your scheme, you know their scheme, and sometimes the momentum of the moment can be tough, so got to continue to play well within the conference.
Caught in the backfield, it's Wood. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Quarterback making checks. To the air on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Wants to throw it. Here's the pressure. Caught over the middle. It's Meyer. There he goes. Inside the 10. Touchdown, WKU. Once he got a step, it was all over right to the house.
If I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like these. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Aggies offense has the ball for the first time. And it was a rough showing last week, and it all started with the quarterback, Jesse.
Yeah, he looked lost in that last game out. I thought the defense did a really good job of confusing him, mixing up their looks and their pressure. So no different today. The defense obviously watched the film, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to do the exact same thing and get this guy rattled. So this quarterback, he has to know what to expect early in this window.
If I'm his offensive coordinator, I want to get it started off on the right foot, man. Get the ground game going. Make it easy, because last week was such a disaster. We want to turn the page. We need some confidence. We need some good mojo. First drive, we need something good to happen early so we can forget about that last week.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Aggies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. From the gun, running back on the move. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35.
All right, guys, that's not a home run type play, but he did enough there to keep the chains moving.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Wants to throw on first down. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked one time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
And the Aggies trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to pass on second down. Got a man. It's Denson. He works his way up to the 33 and is pushed out of bounds.
Offenses don't like being in these situations. They don't like having little success on first and second down because now you know I got to pass the football. I got to air it out. It makes me really predictable. So let's make sure you take care of the football and find those plays you really like.
Now facing a third and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Snagged out of the air. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
You gotta love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up fourth and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and something.
That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Quarterback making adjustments. Off the play fake on first down to throw. It's complete to the left. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
Looking to fire. Got it on the outside. It's Wood. He gets it into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 48. This offense lining up now at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. The Hilltoppers are in the hurry-up.
And they got to protect their quarterback better up front. They got to give him a little bit more time to make some damage down the field. But look at this. Here they go. No huddle, back on the line, make the defense communicate. Maybe you can catch them sleeping.
Makes the grab. Jumped on top of the pile.
And as a quarterback, when you're throwing these slant routes against man coverage, location is so important. You want to put the football in a place that your receiver can catch the ball and continue advancing it. So nice job by that QB, putting the football right on the face mask of his wide receiver.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Finds us back in the middle. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30.
As a head coach, you love to see your quarterback locked in early in games. And in the first drive, leads the offense down to a touchdown, throws a TD pass, and here he is again, making a really good decision and a very accurate throw to pick up that first down.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They'll give him one to the 28-yard line.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've come to the break. It's Western Kentucky holding the lead. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. The give to the back. Pass to Sticks and still on his feet. Headed to the end zone. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Toppers.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, while we have a moment, let's peek in on what's going on in a big one in the American. Temple is trailing right now, but let's be honest. The program that turned out Hall of Famer Joe Klecko should never be counted out of any game. They're trailing by 13. TSA. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Trying the left side. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. The offense lining up for a first down play. Looking downfield on first down. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
And this offense, man, they're going to have to figure something out. And this is already getting out of hand, but they're going to have to protect their quarterback. They're going to have to start throwing the football and having some success, because right now they got a bagel up on the scoreboard.
The Aggies with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. It's a fumble. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
You've got to have better ball security on offense. The football possession, that is priceless. Losing possession, turning the ball over, that kills you in games, that loses games, and that is a bad, bad play at a bad time.
Noses ahead to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 1.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
They'll move the wide receiver. Second down, he'll throw it. Going for it all. And the incomplete pass, taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
And finally, this quarterback looks human for one play. He has been lights out up to this point. Very accurate, making good decisions in a beautiful rhythm, and finally throws his first incompletion of the game.
Third and long from the 30-yard line, in this defense hoping to knock them out of field goal range. He's looking to throw. That's caught. It's Myers. Oh, he's got some space. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. First and goal from the 7.
And that is a huge conversion on third and long for the offense. I think a lot of people thinking, hey, we're just going to try to get a couple of yards, help our kicker out here to kick a field goal. But instead, they get a massive play, and now all of a sudden they're thinking touchdown here, first and goal.
They'll go to the air. Looking to the end zone. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
I know that one hit the ground, but you haven't seen that a lot. He completed over 70% of his throws in their last game. He's over 80% in this game. My old offensive coordinator, Sean Payton, used to say, bore me with completions. This guy will put you to sleep.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to keep it in the air. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Hilltoppers. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
This offense is really dangerous because of the weapons they have on the perimeter of the field. And you're seeing they go to these guys early, and they try to give them opportunities in one-on-one situations and vertically down the field. 2 passing touchdowns now early for this offense.
He'll bring it out. It's Denson. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game and you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They'll try to get the first through the air. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds. Throw him to the spot, and that's exactly what he did to pick up the first down.
And that's so many hours of doing this together. You know exactly when he's going to break on that out route. You know what kind of speed he has because you've thrown it so many times. Nice rhythm and timing, and you could tell that was experience between receiver and quarterback.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Motion from the wide receiver. After the incompletion, they go back up top. They're working that left side. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
He'll throw on 3rd down. Got his man. They got him on the ground, but not before he gives New Mexico State a first down.
And there's finally a bright spot for this offense in the passing game, completing that on 3rd down. I know we're in the second quarter. They're trailing by a lot, but you need something positive to happen here to build some momentum. Maybe they can build on that drive.
Turning it on. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
Wow, they've been waiting for that play, right? They haven't been throwing it a lot. They've been real sluggish. They've got no points on the scoreboard, and now they come up with an explosive play in the passing game to get them in a position to score some points here, hopefully a touchdown, before this first half closes out.
This offense has had trouble getting it in gear, but maybe a little life here on 1st and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Makes the grab on the left. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
And the Aggies can really attack on this 2nd and short. Pressure's there and he lets it go. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
Yeah, it fell incomplete because you did a great job of getting to the quarterback. He's in the pocket. Yeah, he's comfortable, but you get in there and you get a hit on him. Now he feels it. Can't throw the football. Can't follow through with his arm motion. Nice job by the defense.
Did everything he could to discard the tacklers, but he was just able to get back to where he started. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. New Mexico State trying to retain possession on 4th down. Trying to do it on the ground. Powers through the defender. Across the 25, he's got room. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, New Mexico State.
Man, you just know that offense, they needed that touchdown to try to build some momentum. Hasn't really been going great early in this game, but a nice job being physical at the point of attack and pay it off with the score. And maybe that's just the play they needed to turn this thing around.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. Back has it. Slithers into space. They forged ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Motion from the back. Now the play fake. Fires to the big fella. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. And the Hilltoppers racing to the line in the hurry-up. On the move. Crosses the 45. Breaks into the open. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll go to the ground. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Fakes to grab. He stopped at the 40, but it'll be a first down here late in the half. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays.
Timeout, New Mexico State.
Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Defense backing up, trying to keep everything in front. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. He lofts one down the sideline. And it's picked off at the goal line. And the defender is tackled, and that's how we'll run out the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great atmosphere today in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And it's been a dynamite first half, leading to a one-sided score right now. It's not over, but I think both sides know this is on the verge of a blowout. That opposing defense is inside its locker room right now wondering 2 things. What just happened, and what do we do now to try to make this respectable?
The Hilltoppers will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Fielded in the end zone, it's Rasmussen. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops, so this is a critical drive here for this offense.
The Aggies have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Running back searching for a hole. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
It's not a flashy play call, but that is exactly what it was designed to do. Get 2 yards, get the first down.
Line gets set, first down. To the air on first down. Gets it out fast. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? And the Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Works the middle of the field. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Offense set on first down. He's looking to pass. He'll off one deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly. And that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the second half to throw any completions.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. There he goes. Lowers those pads. Down to the 26-yard line before they ride him out of bounds, and this defense is on its heels.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expecting him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. The Aggies with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Defense in press coverage. To the ground with the back. And this defense has its work cut out to get this dude on the ground. He was shedding serious tackles on his way to picking up the first. And the Aggies back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. He's got it on the move. He gives them a fresh set of downs, and this one will be 1st and goal from the 6. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. New Mexico State has it 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. If you don't tip the scales at 3 bills, stay on the sidelines. Big boys in the goal line D. Wants to go up top. Looking for the goal line. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. The throw. Touchdown, Aggies! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Well, one of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. Their lead now down to 14. Might feel a little game pressure on this drive. They'll run the toss. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Leaves it with the back. Finds some space, enough to get 5 to the 22.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And the Hilltoppers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. And here comes the punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. These guys scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Now a chance to really dig their way out of this hole. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And that don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball. That outside linebacker showed you his speed right there.
And as they get into the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the 3rd. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This should be the last play of the quarter. Off play action. Looking deep down the right side. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And he is brought down, but what a way to finish quarter with the pick. That's the end of the quarter. Western Kentucky is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. On the direct snap, it's Meyer. The Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few, still some work to do for the first down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in this stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Give to the running back. Picks up the first down. Brought down at the 25-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup, and this offense is threatening.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force-feed you the football to try and ice this game, and he's paying him off right now. That's a really nice run.
Handoff from the gun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great job and contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Pulls and fires it complete to the right. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
The pull and throw off the RPO. Touchdown, WKU. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
Coming out with it, it's Denson. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Catch in the middle, it's Denson. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
I know a lot of people don't like prevent yourself from winning, but when I'm up by 3 scores in the fourth quarter, I am not giving up a single big play. I'm letting you check it down, throw it in front of me. I'm going to tackle you. I'm going to let that clock tick because I am up and that clock is running out.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The Aggies in a good spot here with 2nd and short. The corners are walked up tight. Back to pass. Makes the grab and gets the foot in bounds, and it'll be a first down.
How about the big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Wants to throw on first down. Finds his tight end. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down. New Mexico State lines up quickly.
Hey, down in the fourth quarter, you better have a dude at the quarterback spot. They do, and they're going to trust him, and he's going to have to continue to deliver like this, making plays down the field, protecting the football, but we know he has the ability.
They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. And the Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. Touchdown, New Mexico State. Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the extra point is good, but they still trail 35-21. If they're going to pull off this big rally, they'll need to get this one back. They line up for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball? Mixing run. Oh, he's got some space. They bring him down, but that's why you give them that Wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Down to the 26-yard line and a first down.
Get set, get set.
The handoff, keep working on that clock. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Toppers. And they take it in for 6 more points. They can now exhale just a little bit with that lead, and they are close to a victory here in the 8th week of the season.
What a nice touchdown run, and this is a team effort, right? It's got to start with the offensive line to give you that crease, and then the wide receivers start to kick in, and the running back, he handles the rest. Nice touchdown run.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Quickly to the tight end. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
The Aggies want to pick up the tempo.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Offense has it at the 28 on first down. Looking to throw again. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
You got to give the coaching staff credit because they really do focus all season long on situational football with the lead late in the game. If we're on offense, we're trying to stay in bounds. We're trying to bleed the clock. And
turning it on. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
It's got to be tough right now on defense. You need to find a way to get a stop, and you haven't been able to do that in the fourth quarter. You've been giving up points. You just gave up a touchdown in the last drive. You need a turnover. You need to do something right now to stop this momentum.
1st and 10 for the offense. They'll leave it with him. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Push down for the tackle. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
These are the ones in the stands where you get booed if it doesn't work. Why would you run the ball on 2nd and long? You stink, OC. Or you get the big applause and you're like, yes, nice job. Keeping the manageable 3rd down situation. Good call. So tough spot to be in 2nd and long. Nice answer, nice run by the running back.
Wants to adjust the pattern. On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
And how about the coverage on the back end by this defense, man? Great job. Nobody's open. He's looking for somebody to make a play. We've seen him already take off, make plays with his feet, but he tries to do it with his arm, and the defense gets home.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes the grab. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? The Aggies offense will have another go at it.
This is so a Jesse Palmer move. Exactly what he would do. Continue to put the foot on the accelerator, try to rub it in, can't win by enough, got to look good in the polls. This is your kind of offense, Palmer.
He's taking a deep shot. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. Touchdown, Aggies!
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays. And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Calls his own number. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line? Timeout called by the defense, 27 seconds to go.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Quarterback keeps it. Got enough for the 1st. Breaks into the open. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Hilltoppers. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
And he splits the uprights on the extra point. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route and hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, you're talking about.
This time he's got his man. They'll call timeout with 9 seconds left on the clock.
Timeout, New Mexico State.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. And just too much on that pass. Too high, too wide, out of bounds and incomplete.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it.
And they got him. Didn't have much of a chance on that one, and a fitting way to put a capper on this game. Guys, this is a really good win for this ball club as they put together consecutive victories.
And in this season, that's what you got to do. You got to put together good weeks, build on each other, build that momentum, continue to grow as the season goes on.
Yeah, David, it's all about building confidence, and it's really important for these players to go out, work hard in practice, and see that hard work really pay itself off